And go. So this is, or was supposed to be, just like a birthday podcast thing because a bunch of the Super Dope fam has birthdays pretty close to one another, all within the last week of May, first week of June. So me, Dan, and Feds got together last Saturday and recorded a podcast, kind of just a general BS podcast. You know, we asked some silly questions and stuff. You'll hear that in a little bit, but this first 20 minutes or so is probably not going to be fun. If you need to skip the first 20 minutes, I get it because we all need a break. But I feel like it's important, so I'm doing it. So if you follow us on Instagram, you would have seen on Monday night, I said, hey, y'all, I'll have an episode for you guys, birthday episode, whatever, tomorrow morning. And like within an hour of that, in regards to the protests going on throughout the country, and now I guess world fucking wide, like this is a different thing right now. Um, in regards to the riots, about an hour afterwards, the president of this fine country decided to mobilize military police, the National Guard, the military, whatever, to basically deploy people from, not deploy, get people out in front of the White House, whatever you want to say. He needed to walk across the fucking street to go to that church and take that really awkward Hitler callback photo thing. Very strange. If you don't know what I mean, it's literally a Hitler pose, Bible and all, except I think Trump fucked it up and didn't hold the Bible the right way. Either way, Monday, there's really no other way to slice it. The president started to commit war crimes on citizens. It's it's depressing, man. So last Saturday we record this pod. It's like in the midst of like this weird 15-hour like weird podcast production day that I got going on because I just launched another podcast this past Monday that really talks about it's called The Migrant Cafe. It's now available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get pods, but it features a journalist friend of mine and a immigrant advocate friend of mine, and they're doing stories about major things in the country that affect immigrants. And this was our first episode, and there was no way we couldn't talk about George Floyd and what had happened. So I'd already been coming into like a really heavy work week, despite trying to get another episode, like a cool, fun, for all intents and purposes. This was supposed to be a fun episode. Fun episode of Super Dope, like in the can and out for you guys to like drop the pen to have you guys get some material from us. Like I'm hoping to not have as in a regular month of June as we did May. I don't think that we will, but fuck, man, we might. This is just so GD depressing to me. Like I literally watched that press conference in the Rose Garden on Monday night, and it was 7 minutes long. Dude literally had fucking flash grenades going off in the park a few hundred yards away from where he had to give his speech, just a couple minutes before. It was 7 minutes in and out because he's a fucking pussy. Let's be real. He is the fucking absolute antithesis of fucking leadership in any fucking situation, never mind a goddamn office, that many would consider the highest power in all of the free world or whatever the fuck. Regardless, I'm very depressed, straight up, about the state of the country. Have been, in general, to watch the George Floyd video, man. It's fucking hard. It's a long time. It's a long fucking time. Those guys had time to reconsider about what they were doing. All four of them. And I'm glad all four, it's been like the most recent update. I'm glad all four have been charged. But, fuck, man. These riots weren't happening. All four wouldn't have been charged. It's Breonna Taylor's birthday today. She'd have been 27. beautiful young African American woman just went home. Cops busted into the wrong place, shot the wrong black person. That's what happened there. It's a weird fucking place we're in right now. We're placating to 1/3 of the electorate in this country. That third is very much the vocal minority. Vocal to the point where they make lots of fucking sock puppet Twitter accounts and shit. And I think what the last week or so has really illuminated is that the people in that 1/3 who like are fucking shamelessly for Trump, those people are within our police force. And they've been waiting. They've been waiting for an opportunity to show how fucking tough they are or whatever. I guess. I don't know. You look at the training for a police officer, like the self-defense or whatever training versus like the de-escalation training. It's a disparaging thing when you look at those numbers. And for any cop to be like, hey, I'm out here in $10,000 fucking dollars worth of riot gear with pepper fucking spray and rubber bullets or whatever. I feel unsafe. I want to go home to my wife and kids. Yeah, no shit. You want to go home to your wife and kids. You're also out here in 10 fucking grand out here agitating people looking to try to make arrests. What drives me nuts is that I know that for every one of these protesters who gets arrested, Trump is just like, well, that's another person who can't vote for me. Like, I know that that's the kind of fucking tally dude keeps in his head. A lot of people will try to be like, well, the protesters aren't really doing much to serve their cause. Protesters and rioters are two different things. And you guys have, if you're a longtime listener of this show, you know I fought the Nazis once last year. The Weeb Wars of 2019 were a very real thing. If you don't think white nationalist types are trying to capitalize on this type of thing right now, I'd beg you to reconsider. The president calling Antifa, which is not even a formal organization, it's really just more of an idea of like, we don't like fascism, which I don't understand how that's unpopular with fucking anybody, but whatever. I understand Fox News has warped your fucking brain, and apparently it'll take, I don't know, something to help you figure out what that's supposed to be. But yeah, Antifa's not bad. White nationalists are. We fought a world fucking war about it about 80 years ago. I don't know how you don't get that, Fox News viewer, given that you were pretty much born as a result of said world war. You fucking ignorant boomer fucks. Anyway, it's just, I don't know, man. You can't take away what the protesters are doing because some fucking inherent violence breaks out. Especially when we know there's facts out there that white nationalist groups, Nazis, straight up, are working in the shadows on these, little remote Discord servers or whatever 4chan fucking boards, corners of the internet to take advantage of this said situation, capitalize on it, and make the cause look bad as a whole in order to incite police brutality against people of color. So next time you think the fucking rioters are awful, just ask yourself, how did this riot start? Okay? So let's stop. Let's stop, because I've now been ranting and making excuses or whatever you want to call this last 8 minutes and 46 seconds. Been doing it for 8 minutes and 46 seconds. I just said a lot of fucking things to you in the last 8 minutes and 46 seconds. It's a lot, man. Like, I don't understand how anybody could see that video and have anything to say other than this dude's a fucking murderer. This dude, this fucking team of dudes, this fucking dude and then his two buddies who had to hold him down by the legs and the torso because they're that fucking weak. And then they needed a little fucking pudgy Asian dude to look out or whatever, be the lookout. It's abhorrent. And you know what? I can't say that I've seen anybody who's seen that video and doesn't agree with me on that. But for any of those people to follow it up with something like, yeah, well, all lives matter, or these rioters are just fucking discrediting their own cause, and they need to be put down like the animals, the fucking adjective animals. I've seen that adjective so much this week. And I know that maybe half of you don't mean it, but I know that the other half of you clearly fucking do. When you use the adjective animals, animalistic would be the adjective. I guess animals is a fucking noun. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Fucking English teacher's kid I am. It's the inherent racism is something that you can't not acknowledge. There's just, for anybody to try to not acknowledge that is somebody who's basically holding up a flag that says, hey, what's up? I'm the fucking ignorant person in the goddamn crowd. I've seen some of these same people be like, yeah, well, the only times that somebody would basically express what you just said, Kyle, is somebody who's ashamed of their white heritage, ashamed of the white race. Somebody who's bound to reproduce with a person of color. First of all, fucking love to reproduce with a woman of color. Fucking sucker for a Latina woman, and like, goddamn, I've seen some fine black women in my time as well. Yeah, I'd fucking procreate with a fine local woman all goddamn day. Would I also procreate with a white woman? Yeah, no shit. I have a dick. Anybody who says that because you like a black person or a Hispanic person, Latino, Latinx, that's what they're supposed to say now, whatever it is. For anybody who's like, you are ashamed of your white race as a result of that, fuck you. Fuck you. And I'll say it one more time. Fuck you. I don't understand how anybody can live in this day and age with the interconnectivity that we have throughout the world and still try to claim some level of ignorance. Like I've got plenty of friends who are cops. I've got plenty of my friends who are super pro cop who still agree that the George Floyd death was a terrible fucking thing, but like they also follow it up with, these looters, not these fucking peaceful protesters. These looters, these white kids fucking breaking windows around a bunch of black people. Let's be real. All the videos you've seen, I bet you most of it's white people doing it. Let's be fucking real. They go out of the way to discredit the peaceful protests just to be able to keep the status quo. I've definitely made it onto a couple of fucking lists this week with how vocal I've been about how much I hate Nazis. 100%. I got a friend request on Facebook from an Aldrich Imes. I didn't know who that was. It's apparently some KGB agent from like the late 80s, early 90s who looks like a fucking Hitler Youth, but went to go click on the profile, can't find it. Still got the friend request sitting in the box, though. I'm definitely on a list. My point is, as unpleasant as it is, and as much as I would just love for this stupid fucking podcast to be just like straight up entertainment and like an escape for y'all, and normally that's what I aim for it to be, like as much as I touch on politics every once in a while, or like I might, mention a line a couple times an episode because I can't help but shut the fuck up. Like, I try not to make it political. There are a lot of content creators that go out of their way to not even pretend that this shit is present. Those content creators are a bunch of fucking pussies. The reason they do that is because they're worried that the 1/3 of the electorate that we've referenced earlier in this rant, they're worried that 1/3 will mobilize and use all of their social media and internet know-how to take them down a peg or two. And that's what sucks, is that this 1/3 that we're talking about, they are those fucking nerds who have been like sitting there learning the internet and social media and chat rooms and all of the ins and outs of technology over the last 20 years. Like, they know how to communicate. They know how to organize. They know how to mobilize. It's fucking frightening. And that's why a lot of content creators are kind of hesitant to say anything about any of this shit. I say that knowing full well that most content creators have a much larger platform than we do. But if you're hearing these words, you know, apparently my words have some kind of value with you. So I'll take my fucking value with you, the individual podcast listener, versus the fucking 200,000 views on YouTube, half of which come from a 10-year-old kid and or nobody. I'll take my time with you over that every single goddamn time. It's too important to stay silent about. And those who do are fucking pussies. Fucking pussies. Oh my God. They're definitely not the person who'd punch a Nazi in the face. I, on the other hand, want to punch all the fucking Nazis. I just want to punch everybody, but like, I guess specifically if I'm doing a focus thing on this, I am punching Nazis. I openly talk with you guys, or at least allude to it fairly openly, that I struggle with a lot of depression issues. You can hear it in my voice probably in the last 20 minutes specifically. I love this country. You probably don't know this, but I live in Rhode Island. You might know that. I live in the town of Bristol. I've now told you way too much about me, but the reason I tell you is because we are known nationally as the most historic town, not as the most patriotic town. That's what it is. We are known as the most patriotic town in the country because we hold the longest running, oldest 4th of July parade. It's like 200 and I think this year would have been at or around 230. We might have hit 230. I forget, man. It's literally a week. I mean, it's a week long hard party, but like, it's like a soft party, a full month leading up to it. I live in a very patriotic town. I live in a town that has a lot of people of all ages who just feel very strongly about patriotism in general because of where we live and what we're known for. So thankfully, I don't know if it's thankfully, this kind of discussion happens frequently within our own like little town square. And by town square, I mean like digitally within our own, town Facebook groups and things like that. And, there is a small minority who somehow doesn't see this for the fucked up situation it is. And like I said, not many, I don't think any that I can think of off the top of my head, but I have seen some people try to discredit George Floyd being killed by stepping on that pen I dropped. I've seen people try to somehow lessen the blow of or discredit the death of George Floyd by being like, he was drunk, he had fentanyl in his system, he tried to pass off a counterfeit $20 bill for a pack of cigarettes, he also tested positive for coronavirus. I don't know if you guys saw the first coroner's report, but basically they said he died of natural causes and the neck contributed but wasn't the final factor or something to that effect. That's a real thing. I'm not making that up. I wish I lived in a world in which I could fucking say that was a joke, but holy goddamn, I can't. I fucking can't, man. Second coroner's report obviously didn't say that. My point is, people go out of their way, even if they acknowledge the atrocity that his murder. It's a fucking murder by all four of these fucks. The three that it took to hold him on the ground, and the one fat Asian lookout bootlicker piece of shit. People still go out of their way or try to discredit him as a person and be like he was a criminal or he went to jail or whatever. I don't even care. I don't even look at those things. I believe it. He probably did fucking go to jail. I went to jail one time. Not a big fucking deal. I'm not a black dude. So when I tell you that, you probably don't fucking think much of that. And I'm just giving you a pretty good example of white privilege. It doesn't matter what he did in his past life. He was still murdered by a person who we are expected as a society to view as an enforcer. That's the wrong word. That should be the wrong word, but unfortunately it's the proper word. Protector is ideally what the word would be, but enforcer. 8 minutes and 46 seconds. Man, that guy had so many. Think about all the thoughts. Like how many, all the things that can happen in your mind and your train of thought within 10 seconds, within 30 seconds. Think of all those things. This dude knew what he was doing. He wanted to do what he was doing. I know that there's rumors that they knew each other previously or whatever. I don't know if that's a fucking thing or if it's ever going to factor into the charges. I hope it doesn't, because if it does, then they have to prove premeditation, which would be really tough to do, in which case homeboy might get off. So leave it where it is. Let him rot. Fucking piece of garbage. Heard he's on suicide watch too. Normally I'd be like, yeah, go ahead, kill yourself. But nah, that dude deserves to live the longest fucking life. So, I don't know. It's about that 20-minute mark. So maybe you're that listener who at the beginning of the podcast heard that I was going to be talking about some heavy shit and maybe felt that I was not feeling my best and I was about to rant. So if you're checking in here, hey, I totally get you having to fast forward to the funny shit. That's word. I get it. However, we got one more exercise. I'm going to do it with you. It's my hope that Derek Chauvin gets all the fucking time in the world in jail, that he does not somehow find himself fortunate enough to find himself in an Epstein sort of situation where boom, he's just magically dead. Like he doesn't deserve an exit like that. No, sir. He deserves to live as much time as possible on this earth, and hopefully he will do so in jail. And the reason I say that, and in case you can hear me moving in the background, it's because I'm repositioning myself a little bit here for something that we're going to do together. Okay. Let me see. So, let's see. I'm not really sure what the charges would be for this dude, but let's just say they're not long enough, because this dude very clearly committed a murder and had every opportunity to bail out of said murder attempt for 8 minutes and 46 seconds. So, this is weird. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to do it with you. If you need to fast forward, I guess that's fine too. I wish you wouldn't, because this is something that I think might be important. Think about this, okay? How much can go through your mind? How much happens in your mind? The train of thought, the places you can jump from in the first second to the last second. With 8 minutes and 47 seconds, 46 seconds. And, think about it from both perspectives, because that's what I'm about primarily, is perspective. Try to put yourself in someone else's shoes. Try to think about it from both perspectives. Think about it from Derek Chauvin's perspective. 8 minutes and 46 seconds to not incite seemingly what, is shaping up to be the end of the fucking world. Maybe not the end of the world. That's dramatic, but maybe the end of our country. That too seems a little dramatic, but we literally had the president commit war crimes against our citizens this week, openly, proudly advocating for it. There's no other way to say that. That's what your president did this week. I don't care if you support him. He's had a lot of time to reconsider his fucking things too. He had every opportunity he had literally an opportunity served up to him on a silver platter to, preach the fucking Unite card, bring the country together card, the unity card. He could have done all this in the midst of that to bring us together and see his approval ratings skyrocket. He opted to not do that. He had every opportunity to do that, just like Derek Chauvin had every fucking second to take his fucking knee off George Floyd's throat. So, take the next 8 minutes and 46 seconds. I'm going to do it. I'm going to sit here in silence with you. I'm going to open my window here. I'm probably going to smoke a cigarette. You'll hear the rain. It's a nice night out. Just, you know, I don't know. I don't know what this exercise is supposed to do, really. But I feel like it's important. I don't know, even if it's not something you particularly care about. I mean, hell, man, the only things that have been helping me the last few weeks is when I have those few brief moments of clarity. They are few and in between because I've been spending a lot of time in bed and a lot of time watching the news. But there are those few brief moments where I have the sense of mind to just turn off everything and just do something else, whether that be my day job or podcast work, or I'm not consuming, Well, maybe that's what this next 8 minutes and 46 seconds, maybe that's what this next 8 minutes and 46 seconds are for you. So, it's now almost 2:30 in the morning. And, yeah. Here we go. I'm not going to be silent, I guess, in a second because I'll be opening a window, but, I'll be silent from a voice perspective, Here you go, Floyd. George Floyd. you're sitting through this. You're a real one. And that's it. Imagine being a cop in a situation to stop a murder, and you had all the time that we just spent in silence, mostly, except for like a couple things, maybe a burp. Imagine if you had the time to stop that, and you didn't. All those cops are murderers. I know they've all been charged, but they're indicative of a system that is broken writ large. I weep for our country. I know that we're the laughing stock of the rest of the world right now. Talked to my friend Susie in Ireland yesterday. I'm basically the beacon of hope in terms of Americans for her right now, which is fucking sad. Remember this in November, guys. Pandemic. Riots that have lasted for almost 2 full weeks. Military police openly committing war crimes against American citizens. And your president's just sitting in a bunker fucking tweeting. Shit tweeting. Shit posting. The Nazi boys who took down our Facebook page are the same boys that helped this dude get elected and helped to empower him. And even before they took down our Facebook page, I was already super inclined to punch him in the fucking mouth. And then the Facebook page happened, and I was like, yo, I'll double punch him in the mouths. And yeah, now I just want to be like, hey guys, you know that movie American History X you love so much, and that scene with the bite in the curb. That's what I'd fucking do with Nazi right now. We fought a world fucking war over this, you ignorant fucking try hard edge lord piece of shit incel internet dwelling assholes. All right, I'm done ranting. I don't even know if any of this made sense. I don't know if the 8 minutes and 46 seconds of silence made sense. I burped at a certain point in there, so sorry. Black Lives Matter. Straight up. I don't know how that's even a question. If somebody rebuts and says, no, all lives matter, you say, listen, motherfucker, I just walked up on you on the sidewalk and you have a broken fucking leg. And you say, oh my God, help me get to the hospital. I have a broken leg. And I turn to you and say, yo, fuck your broken leg. What about my legs that I just walked up on the sidewalk with? What about those legs? They deserve a doctor's attention as well. And the man with the broken leg says, why? Your legs seem to be working perfectly fine. And he says, well, one time I dislocated my knee, aka I got pulled over and fucking searched or something. I've seen a couple of my friends who are on the wrong side of history in this whole case try to give this argument like, oh, the cops harassed me when I was a kid. Yeah, it's not because you didn't have white privilege. It's because you were a dickhead. I know that nobody wants to say that to you in your immediate circle, but you were getting harassed by the cops because you were known to be an asshole. Ugh. Fucking disgusted, dude. I'm just... I don't know. I don't know. I'll try not to let the month of June depress me as much as the last few months have, but the racists and the Nazis and all of the things that I hate being out and forced and being like lauded by the fucking president. Lauded is not the right word. I don't know. Applauded by the president makes me not want to get out of bed most days. So here is a much fun, more friendly conversation, much more fun, friendly conversation with me and Dan and Feds celebrating our birthdays last week. I ask a lot of random questions. I almost bitch about the Snyder Cut, and then I don't because I already shit on Dan about Ancient Aliens previous. If you want to get a video version of this, where Dan's sitting in his bathtub and then in his caravan, it's a funny thing. You can go check it out. Patreon.com/DragonBallSuperDope. I'm actually going to go make that free if you want to go check it out. It's not a very great video, but only because it switches between the three of us whenever one of us is talking. But there is so much more in this episode that got cut because it was just a shit show. Trying to get Dan in a situation where he wasn't in a bathtub, trying to get Feds' cats and dogs to chill out, and pee breaks galore. It was a fun thing. So if you want video, Dragon Ball Super Dope, patreon.com/DragonBallSuperDope. That's what it's called. All right. If you made it to the end of this opening rant, which by the way is probably going on 35-40 minutes now, I love you. Thank you. I appreciate you hearing me out. This was just this microphone's my therapy because therapy's expensive. So I love you guys. Super dope. Welcome into Dragon Ball Super Dope. My name's Kyle. Thanks for checking this out. So kind of a weird episode today, but also a fun, special episode today. We've got our birthdays for several of us. For some reason, several of us all have our birthdays in very short proximity to one another. So in order, we got Dan Security Man on May the 26th. We have Josh Federico on May the 31st.
Whoa.
And then I am on June the 3rd. Hello. And then Amber was going to join us, but she's got a family that throws her surprise parties. So she's on the 7th. So I figured why not just jump in the room tonight on the Zoom room, the Zoom boom room, and let me say, woo.
Yahoo.
Thank you for playing along with my wayo. I've been doing that all week. I can't stop it. It's become...
Oh, it's one of those things. I already know what you're talking about, man. It's one of those things.
I can't stop myself from doing Zoom boom room and let me hear you say wayo. So I decided that, even though we don't have too much to talk about in terms of Dragon Ball, we could do a Dragon Ball episode, but I've opted not to because kind of disenchanted with this franchise right now. I know that's kind of a not surprising statement. If you've listened to the show in the past, Dragon Ball fans piss me off a lot. I did want to do an in-depth dive on the most recent manga chapter with Brandon, but he's doing this cool like pirate radio thing where he gets to talk about like classic rock and roll and shit. So he's doing pretty well for himself there. He had to do that randomly today. So I'm gonna get together with him to do the next manga chapter very soon. But now that we're all resituated, Dan's sitting in a minivan and Feds is hanging with a cat who lives in a sink. If you want some more details on all of that, you can go check out the video stream for this at patreon.com/Dragon Ball. Super dope. Gentlemen, we've got no specific topic today, and that's fine because I'm kind of working overtime on a few different projects right now. Spider-Man Sundays, episode 3, now available. Go check that out if you're an Apple Podcast listener. Rate it because that helps us out. Feds, you're on that one.
I am.
Rate, subscribe, like.
All that stuff. Especially if you like Spider-Man or Power Rangers or Godzilla or whatever. Okay, I'm done pitching. Pitching, not bitching. Now I'm going to start bitching. No, I'm not going to. I'm just going to go to these questions that I got. So, like, I purchased some called Pod Dicks.
Oh, yeah.
Pod Dicks?
Pod Dicks.
Yeah, Pod. Yeah.
It's a Pod Dick. So, get these Pod Dicks. And basically, they are for, either interview questions or, like, topic suggestions for episodes of podcasts or whatever. They don't work super well for something like Super Dope, but I've got them for... some of the consultation work that I do with businesses who make podcasts. So I picked a few of my favorite ones. I thought we were going to have a gang of us here, so it would take a long time to get through them, but I picked a few interesting ones. I think I'm just going to throw out to the three of us and see what you guys have got in terms of answers. Who knows? I think it's important for us to document where we are at our lives and, respectively, each pivotal turning point in our lives. 33 for Feds, 31 and 31 for me and Dan, respectively, right? 31, Dan?
Yay.
So, it's important to document.
Zoom, boom, boom.
Let me say,
well,
I guess I feel it's important for us to document how we feel and what our stances are on these particular hot button topic issues and questions at this particular point in time. With that said, let's get to our first hot button topic, important issue question.
Okay.
If you got stuck in an elevator and were forced to listen to one song only, what song would you pick?
Ooh.
Who you want to go first?
I'll go Dan first. Go ahead, Dan.
How long are you stuck? Indefinitely?
Yeah, man. Like you got one elevator song for the rest of your fucking life. Like this.
You're gonna live in the elevator.
Yeah, this is purgatory basically. All right, you're stuck in purgatory via an elevator. You only got one. That's like the one saving. You're stuck in the elevator, but one saving grace is you get to pick the one song you got to hear for the rest of eternity. Not really a saving grace. You're picking your own personal hell. But what would that own personal hell be?
Grateful Dead.
Oh God, fucking kill me! Just
get me out of Station.
Yeah, no, please.
Grateful Dead. What?
Oh, Terrapin Station. Because it's like fucking 2 hours long.
I knew that you were either gonna pick a song that I didn't know or like I didn't particularly care for.
I was originally I first thing that popped in my head was Blade, the Blood Rave song.
No.
You know, dude, when he goes to the fucking club in the beginning of the movie.
The first Blade movie?
Yeah, the blood rave song that the fucking known.
Back up. One of the songs that you would consider for your eternal purgatory elevator song.
Yeah,
Blade
dude.
The song from a
original
Blade movie.
soundtrack
Fuck,
music.
yes. If you're gonna be stuck, dude, why not just fucking party the whole time?
The whole time. Yeah, no, you took the
The
words right out
fucking
of my
whole
mouth.
time.
The whole
Or
time.
it'll just drive you crazy, and you'll just end up putting your head through the fucking, you know.
Yeah, no. Yeah, you
Or
bust
hammered, smashed faces by a Cannibal Corpse. That'd be a good one.
For eternity?
For eternity.
You being in a van right now is fucking hilarious to me.
Dude, I had to leave. I fucking knew it. Listen. All right, listen. Earlier today, I was like, "Where am I gonna sit for this Zoom call?" And then I thought about the bathroom, and then it was good. And then Corey came in, which was all right. And then you could hear the noises, so I went downstairs, and you heard the chirps. Listen to this. Listen to this. Chala.
Hey, Chala.
Yeah.
Oh.
Did you hear it? Did you hear it?
Yeah. I love when little kids love Dragon Ball. It's like my weak spot.
Aurora usually says that fucking out loud, but she saw the camera, and she was like,
I heard her say head shala.
hey, Chala. Yeah. Dude, she was like, hey, Chala.
Like it was a
Oh,
question.
man. Yeah. She fucking rages to that song, dude.
So do I.
Oh, I love it.
All right. People are really seeing all the sausage gets made today, Dan. Why don't you reel it in on me for me? Reel it in for all of us.
Everything's reeled in, man.
It's reeled in and it's real. Really.
Real world.
Road rules. Are we just playing word association games?
Dude,
I think so.
I said it in my head when you said it. Oh, fuck.
All right. So Dan cheated and picked like 3 of them. The answer that I'm going to accept is the Blade opening song from Blade 1. Where he's doing
my real answer you don't accept.
No, I don't accept any of your real answers except the one that started with it comes from the Blade original soundtrack.
Oh, yeah, that was like my
So
first choice.
that's your purgatory elevator to hell. Feds, what you got?
Rhyme of Ancient Mariner.
That's a long one, and there's a lot of different parts to it. So
yeah.
Rhyme of the Ancient
I
Mariner.
could just listen to that song over and over again and never get tired of it.
It's like listening to a short EP, yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Good pick.
Should have picked a Dream Theater song.
Should you have, though? Should you have?
Fuck.
I think if I had to pick, at first it started as a joke answer in my brain, but it's since developed into pretty much the only answer I can think of. Careless Whisper with George Michael. I'm going to purgatory hell in a purgatory elevator or whatever the hell we're doing. I'm doing it sexy.
Sing it.
I'm
Sing
never
it.
gonna dance again. Not your fucking saxophone, yeah. So it's easy to pretend. I forget the rest of them. But thankfully, I'll be on an elevator in purgatory for the rest of my GD existence, whatever this is, if this even would be considered in existence. So I'll have plenty of time to learn all of the lyrics.
What video game would you want to be stuck with?
Super Mario World for Super Nintendo.
Ooh.
I can live in that game. That's be a tough one. Okay, this is a weird one, but I thought a little bit about it, and again, I got one answer that started off as a joke in my head, and it's since the only thing that I can rationalize. If you were reincarnated as a famous landmark, which would it be? Feds, we'll start with you.
Holy crap.
Right?
Leaning Tower of Pisa.
You know what? I know you. I know your personality. I know what you look like. I know about your shitty knees surgeries that you've had to go throughout in your life. No further explanation needed. You are the Leaning Tower of Pisa.
Yeah.
Every time I
Figured
hear
that.
the word, the phrase, or every time I hear Leaning Tower of Pisa, I just think of that scene in Goof Troop, obviously.
Oh, Lean Tower of Cheesa, yeah.
Every single time. Never fails. That dude from the Goof Troop, Max's friend from Goof Troop with the stupid glasses and the dumb haircut.
Yep.
The Leaning Tower of Cheesa.
Dude, tell
Dan,
me you didn't want pizza every time you watched that show.
Goof Troop, 100%. That's really weird. Yeah. How'd you know that?
Dude, every time I watched SpongeBob SquarePants, I wanted a cheeseburger.
Yeah, there was something about that pizza though, where even though we knew it was a cartoon pizza, it still
I
looked like
just
a
wanted a
insanely
fucking
edible one.
slimy, sloppy piece of cheese pizza, like
Yeah,
in Goof Troop.
big melty cheese. Like that's probably the reason why I'm a lactose intolerant person now, because I saw too much Goof Troop when I was a kid, and I just overloaded my fucking body with cheese to the point
Cheese.
where now my organs take in cheese, and it's like, no, stop. Goof Troop ruined you. That's the worst. Thanks for fucking making me think about my childhood, Dick. I mean, Dan.
Yeah.
If you were reincarnated as a famous landmark, what do you got, Dan?
Ron Jeremy's penis.
That's not a famous landmark.
Oh fuck. Shit. A landmark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck.
No, it's a loaded question, man.
A landmark?
Yeah. Well, I mean, what's a landmark, man?
Like the Statue of Liberty, the
Okay. A man-made landmark or just a landmark? in
just a
general?
landmark.
Yeah, like a well-known place that people visit. Like the Grand Canyon could be considered a landmark,
Yeah.
I feel.
It is.
Fuck. You're fucking me up with this one, dude. Wow.
All right, you got to pick. I know that you got a couple rolling around in your brain right now. You got to pick one in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pick.
The pyramids, man. I don't know.
Pyramids.
All right, you picked. Now fucking explain why you picked that one.
Wow. I don't know.
It's an exercise, baby. You just got to make up
I
some
don't know.
bullshit reason like pyramids represent
know, dude.
strength and I'm strong. I do lots of push-ups and stuff.
I
Let's
just-
go.
Just like the mist. I don't know, dude. Listen, man, you gotta get me all down this path of fucking. It's just interesting. That's it. Unless you want me to talk for a couple hours.
Do you have like some real passionate conspiracy theories about the purposes of the pyramids and which they and why they encase pharaohs and stuff?
Listen to me, dude. Listen. You ever watch Ancient Aliens?
Oh God. Here we go.
All right, pyramids it is.
Woo!
Ancient aliens, and that's
I-
the end of it.
Yeah, that's the end
I
of
don't know,
that.
man.
Yeah.
It's just because it's amazing. It was just it's a wonder of the world. I don't know.
It's one of the wonders of the world.
Yeah, well, yeah, you know, it's a.
What about you, Kyle?
Oh, I don't know. You know, I thought a little bit about it. I wasn't entirely sure, but I'm going with Mount Rushmore, which is kind of a weird one to have to pick, but I think I chalked it up to like multiple personality disorder or something, and patriotism, and America is on fire. So like, I don't know. I'm a bunch of pissed off
Alright.
white dudes with their faces chiseled into the side of some rocks. And is that in North Dakota? Am I right?
Yeah, I think it's North Dakota. It's either North Dakota. It's one of the Dakotas.
Well, there you go. That's who I am. I'm a Mount Rushmore because
Mount
I'm
Rushmore.
old and pissed, and yeah, those are the things.
Get
that
off
I
my
am.
lawn.
Yeah. Except like not in a racist Republican way. So
Yeah.
let's draw the lines where we gotta draw the lines, guys. All right, moving on. Dan, first one on you, because I feel like maybe you've thought about this one. I don't know.
Shoot.
Who would play you in a movie?
Like an actor?
Yeah.
Like, oh, I don't know, fucking anybody. I fucking.
I would pick my neighbor Barry from next door. Weird, he kind of looks like me, so I think Barry would be a good one. I'd go with an unknown in terms of casting. Yeah, my neighbor Barry.
Oh, that's good.
Dude, you can't really pick Barry. Come on.
No. Fucking the dude who plays Ragnar in Vikings. Yeah, him.
I don't even know who that is.
I don't know his name. It's like Flamel or Flamel. I don't know.
Ragnar, fucking cool name though.
Viking name, man. How is it not cool?
I mean, I knew Viking names are cool, but I didn't know they were that cool. That person would be Travis Fimmel.
Yeah, I knew I fucking knew how to say his last name.
Born July 15th, 1979, is an Australian actor and former model. Oh, all right. I see how you feel about yourself. Best known for his role as Ragnar Lothbrok.
Well, how are you basing this? What am I like?
No, I'm obviously just making fun of you, man. I don't care.
I know. Or Stephen.
It's our birthdays. Let's just make fun of each other like real friends do. God.
I need gas.
You're not driving your car, right?
No, it's on. I need to get my charger though.
Okay.
You guys talk. What about you?
We'll talk. You just do me a favor and hit the mute button. Thank you.
Fucking
Nope.
assholes, man.
Come on, dude. I hear you.
Just kidding.
Fucking thought he was gonna do that. All right. So what the hell he got? Travis Fimmel.
Yeah.
All right. So Dan's going with the Hunkley Travis Fimmel. Feds, what do you got?
I'm gonna go Haley Joel Osment, but like Keenan Feldspar, Haley Joel Osment.
Oh man, my only thing with that is he's way too short to play you. But
Yeah.
you guys do have a very similar vibe as Keenan Feldspar or whatever he is on Silicon Valley.
Yeah.
He's fucking hilarious in that role, man.
Yeah, he is. It's awesome.
I've not watched the most recent season of that show.
Oh, it was funny. It was the last season, so.
Oh, it's all done now?
Yeah, it's all done, yeah.
Oh, man, I guess I should watch it and round it out. Dan did give me his HBO Max information, so I better make use of that.
I could have given you Mike Amondes.
I have Mike Amondes on my Xbox, too, actually.
Oh, yeah, it's the same thing.
Oh, it's the same thing?
Mhm.
All right, I wasn't sure. I don't know who would play me in a movie of me. Never really thought about it, honestly, until I picked this card out for our little things of questions today. But our little thing of questions today. But I don't know. I feel like Jason Lee in the 90s, maybe. Brody, I got some Brody energy because I watched Mallrats a fucking 100 million times between the ages of like 7 and fucking 16. Yeah, I watched Mallrats a lot as a kid. I got some Brody Bruce energy for days. Maybe him, not Jason Lee, circa My Name is Earl, because even I don't look quite that old yet. I'm getting there, but not yet.
Not yet.
I guess ideally though, I'd have to pick like a better looking version of me. But the thing is, I can't think of any celebrities that would look even remote. Oh, god damn it. You know who everybody tells me looks like me when I put on my goddamn glasses? That Sprint guy is not the Sprint guy anymore.
Wait, the Can You Hear Me Now guy?
Yeah.
I don't get that vibe from you.
No, of course not, because you know me. But if people just see me with the glasses on, like in a professional setting, they're like, you know what you look like? And I'm like, you motherfucker, you take that back. And they're like, never mind. Never mind. They would never hire you to be a spokesman for a major company. I'm like, you goddamn right. Don't ever make that mistake again. Just because a man wears glasses, you think you can't fuck some shit up?
Yeah.
So
I wear glasses.
Maybe if we could like get that dude, the Sprint dude, and like get him real roughed up on a bender or something, we'll help him hang out with Security Van Dan for like a week. Give him a budget of like a few $1,000s, send him out somewhere to go party, and then we let the sprint guy, after he parties with Dan, we
Play
let,
you in a movie. Yeah.
then we let him play me in a movie.
Yeah.
He'll
Sounds
have
like a good idea.
yeah. Hey Dan, welcome back. So Dan went inside to get his
Welcome
charger.
back, smoke some crack. I smoked what?
So Dan went inside to get his charger. Let me catch you up on what just happened because it kind of involves you.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, Federico picked Haley Joel Osment as Keenan Feldspar in Silicon Valley. My only gripe with the pick is that he's way too short. Feds is like a fucking giant. And then I decided that I would go with either like a mid 90s Jason Lee, circa 95 from Mallrats, or like I don't know. I get told a lot, like in professional settings, that I look like the Sprint dude, but I don't agree with that a lot because he's not rough enough to play me because I drink and smoke too much. So what we could do is to fast track him into the role is we'll allocate a budget of a few $1,000s. We'll send the Sprint dude off the party with you at like, a remote location to just get fucked up for a week, really sharpen up the edges on him a little bit, and then he'll be cool enough to
Work him
play
in?
me. Yeah.
Want to break him in a little bit?
Yeah, just, show him how to drink some booze and have him chain smoke for like 2 weeks. It'll be good. All right, next one. We will start with Dan first.
Yo.
If you could instantly become one, excuse me, let me try that again. If you could instantly become one, stop it, you fuck.
Like the movie? Like the Jet Li movie?
If you could instantly become Jet Li from the movie The One, whose ass would you whoop first? Which version of yourself's ass would you whoop first?
Oh, God.
All right.
That's a good question.
I don't know. I'd whoop the 23-year-old me's ass because, man, was he terrible. That's what I got in the mortgage industry. He needed to be in. If you could instantly become one, what would you want to be an expert in?
Ooh. Just one thing?
Just the one, man. That's the whole point of the question. Otherwise, you'd be like, well, I'll pick these 6 things, and then I'm basically going to be a superhero, and we're not rolling up superhero characters tonight. Dan,
Fuck.
one thing.
Like a fuck.
All right, how about I go first then?
I don't know
What
how you'd say, like, not a scientist, but like the people that fucking fuck with atoms and shit. And make
Like a
fucking-
physicist?
Yes. Like physics and shit. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I've been munching on a nerd's rope, so fucking I couldn't think of it.
I don't know anything about science. Like, I'm science deficient.
That's
That's
why.
Nicest word that I could think of. Although I didn't think that it'd be a physicist. Microphysicist? I don't know. Microbiology? Nope. Never mind. Like I said, don't know things about science.
Chemistry? Chemist?
Oh, dude, I
know.
failed chemistry twice,
Right?
and I fucking tried the second time. The first time I didn't, but the second time, I gave it a go.
Chemistry is
man.
fucking hard, man.
Chemistry's tough. I did really well with physics because physics was just a lot of math, and I'm okay with numbers. But chemistry, nope. So, Feds, what do you got?
Uh,
All right, I'll go.
yeah, you go.
I would be an expert linguist. Now, it's sort of a selfish reason, but also kind of a practical one. If I'm an expert linguist and I know like 10 different languages fluently, man, I can go live anywhere in the world and feel comfortable living there because I got the ability to communicate with the people around me. But also, I could talk to ladies who speak 10 different languages, and I feel like that too would be practical as well in my worldly travels as like a kung fu linguistics master, whatever the fuck I'm doing in this fantasy. So, yeah, if I could pick one, it's many languages. I would be an expert linguist.
Cool. I gotta take a piss. I'll be right back.
I take pisses all the time, dude. Dan, how you? Was that not funny?
I eat stickers all the time, dude.
No, I said I take pisses all the time.
I
dude.
know.
You eat
It just
Snickers
made
all the
me
time?
think of. You know what I'm talking about.
I don't.
You ever watch Always Sunny in Philadelphia?
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. All right. Now I do know what you're
The
talking about.
stickers.
You can't eat the
stickers on
stickers,
the
Charlie.
banana?
I eat stickers all the time, dude. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Maybe that's why I said it like that. Good call. Like there are so many weird little, like Billy Madison's the perfect example. Billy Madison and Happy Gilmore are the two perfect examples. I say and do things from that movie
Did not know it.
probably 50 fucking times a day. And I don't
I love
even
it.
realize it. It's not even from the movie anymore. It's just in my brain. Like, it's a part of my quirk or my personality or whatever you want to classify it as. It's terrible. But at least it's the two of Adam Sandler's funnier movies that are stuck in there and not like, I don't know, Spanglish or something.
Did you laugh at That's My Boy?
Is that the one with Andy Samberg and he gets the
Yeah.
tattoo on his back? I only saw bits
Yeah.
and pieces of it. I didn't watch it, but the pieces I saw, I didn't really enjoy.
Watch it, dude. It's like fucking dude. Adam Sandler in that like his fucking Boston accent. It's like almost as bad as Ben Affleck in The Town.
Yeah, but
But,
Ben
like-
Affleck actually used to live here.
I know. But it was fucking. It's hilarious, dude. You'll see, dude. It's fucking. It's pretty fucking funny.
So you guys have been on HBO. Neither of you guys checked out Space Force.
No, I haven't yet.
I went to start it, but I was gonna fall asleep, so I didn't want to fall asleep during it.
Managed to watch like the first 4 episodes of it yesterday.
How
Is it
was
like The Office?
No, it's not like The Office.
Like the documentary style.
No, it's not done like that. No,
Oh, okay.
no, it's like the comic style of The Office minus the talking head cutaway stuff. It's like that comedic kind of awkward
gotcha.
style, and at some point, sometimes it's a little more on the nose. But
Is he the same? Is he like the same dude? Like is he
No,
Mike?
no.
No.
His name is Mark Mayer.
Not like literally the same dude, but is he?
Yeah, no,
like,
they're
his
very different.
acting.
No, they're very
Oh,
different. There's similarities for sure, but in the first 4 episodes, like the first 2 episodes were really good. The third and the fourth one started to lose me a little bit, but they show the first episode takes like a year before. It takes place a year before when he gets the promotion to run the Space Force, and then it flashes. The next episode flashes forward a year later, and it's like him having already set it up, and they're going through like their first launch and stuff. And like in the year in between, like his wife, played by Lisa Kudrow, gets like put in jail and stuff, and he and his daughter have to move to Colorado. Like it's got all of the setup to be like a traditional Greg Daniels kind of feeling thing. And Steve Carell, I guess, is pretty involved with it. So I mean, he's got the creator title. He's created by Steve Carell and Greg Daniels. Like this is Steve Carell's thing. So the comedy part of it, there's a lot of The Office in it, just because so much of The Office is made up by Steve Carell's comedic stylings. But I don't know, they kind of hit you over the head with some of the heavy heart stuff at the end and like the big swelling strings. But it's like the comedic aspects of The Office meets like a higher production value of like almost a movie. Like I don't want to say Independence Day because that's a huge budget film, but it's got that sort of like government agency sleek kind of undercover feel. So it's whatever. They do some obvious political parody of like some prominent figures in the world today. Notably, AOC is just referred to as like angry young senator, I think, or they just refer to Trump as POTUS, and he pretty much only communicates with the cast like via text message, which is kind of funny at times. But check it out. I'm hoping that it gets a little bit better. Ben Schwartz, John Ralphio from Parks and Rec. So far, he's the most positive thing in that show, I'd say.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's fucking hilarious. Him and John Malkovich is like the second lead. He's like the
I
weird
fucking love
scientist
him,
guy.
man.
Yeah, him and Steve Carell together is pretty fucking funny. So
I like him in you ever see the Red movies
no,
with what is it? Fucking
Bruce Willis.
Bruce Willis. I almost said Will Smith.
I mean,
Dude, I'm not in my right head right now.
Yeah, no, it happens. Bruce Willis,
Yeah,
Will Smith.
That was a good one.
So, Fad, you got off the hook with the last answer, man. You can
Oh, no.
instantly-
Yeah,
What's-
yeah. If I
what's-
wanted to be, I would like to be an expert chef.
expert
Nice.
chef.
I love
Oh, good one.
love food. You know, so to be able to cook anything I want at any time, that'd be pretty dope.
Yeah, that was my next question. You're going to be like a broad expert, or are you just going to be
Oh,
like
yeah,
a
no, yeah.
specialty
All
in one
different.
thing?
No, all different aspects.
Hell yeah.
I want to change mine.
What do you got now, Dan? What was yours again anyway?
weapons specialist.
Okay. I mean, that would be really useful as your role of head of security, head of super dope security. So, yeah,
Beastmaster.
maybe if you become an expert and you like teach some start like a self-defense training business on the side, we can write it off on our taxes. I don't know. We can figure out a way, baby. We can talk to the
No,
accountant about it.
I wanna be as like a zoologist, something like the guy about all animals.
Nah, what you just meant to
Yep.
say was you wanted to be a Pokemon master, and now you're going to be able to settle for being a zoologist in adulthood because that's about as close as you can get to being a Pokemon master.
I did say I want to be a beastmaster.
Oh, I thought that was just you trying to say that you were big and swollen head of security, but you meant beast like you want to tame the giraffes and shit.
All beasts, all animals.
What? Giraffes. Front of the line.
And rhinos.
For sure. Feds, we'll start with you on this one. Because I've known most of your terrible jobs and I've heard you rant about them, so I know you got a ton of experience. What's the worst job you've ever had?
Ooh, definitely working for the inventory company. That was the worst. So basically, I would go into stores like Burlington Coat Factory or Pottery Barn, shit like that, and we would count literally their whole entire inventory in like a 5 to 6 hour time span.
That sounds miserable.
It was miserable.
Who else did you do? Did a couple of our other friends do that too, or was that just you?
No, it was just me.
Wasn't like Mike or KP who worked with you on that?
No, it was just me.
When did you do that?
I did that in between getting my pharmacy tech license and after I left Seabra.
Huh. Yeah, I guess I kind of remember that. That must have been around what, like 2009, 2010?
Yeah, right in that area. It was like right after I graduated college.
Yeah, exactly. 2009, 2010. Boom, kid. Dan, what do you got, man? What's the worst job you've ever had?
Fucking, I worked at McDonald's for like 2 weeks. And walked out.
Just walked out?
I was like, I just want to stay in the register. I don't want to do anything. I don't want to work here. Like, I did not want to work at McDonald's. And they put me on the food, and I was like, I don't, like, have any of you guys worked at fast food?
No.
Nope. Carlton worked fast food for a long time. So did Jimmy.
They'll probably be like, "That's easy. You're a fucking idiot." But well, I know, and I didn't know what I was doing. So I kind of like I just put a bunch of patties on a burger and folded it up, and I was like, "All right, I'm out of here." No, that was it. It was the worst job, dude. Working, fucking standing there all day. I can't.
So how did you quit? What was the final straw? And then how did you quit the job?
I walked out. I just walked.
What was the final straw? What made you walk out?
Fucking making me fucking do the food.
They were like, "Hey, Dan, get off the register. You got to go back there."
They
and
were
make some
like, "All right."
hamburgers."
No, because like I was only been there for a few weeks. They're like, "All right, time to train you on how to do this shit back here." And it was like fucking lunch. And I was like, yeah, I'm all good. This is not for me. I'm not doing this. Here's a fucking quadruple burger. I hope the guy likes it. Bye. See ya.
Weird.
All right.
No,
There you go.
it was a good story, you guys. Yeah.
That was the worst story ever. But I'm glad that you had enough dignity to not work at McDonald's for more than 2 weeks. I mean, not to take anything away from people who work at McDonald's, but it's not for everybody. That's for sure.
No.
I couldn't do it.
I mean, you could like, if you really wanted to, you can like, they give you opportunities to work your way up and make. I just didn't. That's not.
You weren't trying to make people's burgers. The shredded lettuce that made your hands feel icky.
My hands need to be dirty, dude. I can't fucking.
Yeah, you can't be sticking your dirty hands into the shredded lettuce.
Yeah. I shred the lettuce with my dirty hands.
Yeah, exactly. That's the problem. You got that McDonald's
lettuce is my balls.
So I'll tell you a story about my worst job. You ready for how a story usually works?
Yeah.
I'm such a douche. I need to shut up. Having a long day, guys. I'm sorry if I'm being mean. Hey, my first job was my worst job, hands effing down. And this is how I knew I never wanted to work in a kitchen. I got offered a job as a dishwasher from this kid who was in my history class named Mo. Mo only went to school with us for like 1 year and then he disappeared from the face of the earth. So I'm convinced that maybe he just showed up to be like, "Hey man, here's your first job, your resume starter," and then just disappeared into thin air. So thanks, Mo, wherever you are. Anyway, Mo got me a job as a dishwasher at the Second Story Theater in Warren, Rhode Island, and it's a small theater with also like a small dining room and kitchen downstairs. So it would seat about like, I don't know, 40 or 50 people, like upscale gourmet kind of stuff. I worked in the kitchen there for 6 months. It was a very high paced kitchen, not super well organized. And I didn't realize this until, a few months in, but I was literally the only straight dude there except for the cooks. This dude, Ron, and this other dude, I forget his name, but like everyone else around me just kind of made like some, weird sexual comments at me every day that I worked for like 6 months. And one day there was like a crazy rush, like they got overbooked or whatever the heck it was. But the dude who ran the kitchen just came in and freaked out about not having enough silverware and freaked out that I wasn't getting it into the dishwasher fast enough. I was like, you know what? I'm good. Good luck. Good luck, dude. If you need silverware that fast, that badly, and I'm not doing it fast enough for you, mind you, it's just picking up fucking forks, putting them in this thing, letting them run for 2 minutes. Like, doing it as fast as a person could do it. If I'm not doing it fast enough for you and you just chose to fucking freak out on me because you're having a bad night, I'm good later. But that place had the best goddamn burgers. And I think about those burgers every once in a while. And I hope Ron's doing well and still making those burgers. That was my worst job.
Oh,
For 6 months, all for like minimum wage and a free cheeseburger.
Was he rich?
No, but he did. I mean, I'm assuming he was okay in terms of like finances or whatever, but he's a nice dude, but he was just having a bad night. He was an original cast member of A Chorus Line on Broadway. So yeah. So like he, had like legitimate theater credentials and then took a turn at one point in his life and decided he wanted to do culinary stuff. But yeah, that night he freaked out on me. I was like, I'm good, dude. Can't wash these fucking forks any faster than you'd like me to. I can't believe that you're yelling at me about this. Goodbye. I was like 15. And within a month or so, I was probably almost 16. In a couple of months, I was working at Ciabra with Feds and Crystal and Carlton and
a lot of people.
Yeah, we all got our start there. Imandi.
That was a party.
Yeah, it was a good time. And that was probably one of the better jobs we had in terms of just hanging out with our friends for, minimum wage.
Yep.
Let's see. What is the most awkward thing that happens to you on a regular basis? I'll go first. The most awkward thing that happens to me on a regular basis, obviously, this is pre-COVID and like normal social, status quo or whatever. I forget that I meet people all the time. Like I need to meet people usually about 4 or 5 times and then become Facebook friends with them. And then the 6th or 7th time I meet them, I will remember them maybe. I routinely have been like, hey, what's up? Nice to meet you. I'm Kyle. And they're like, yeah, I know. I met you, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, my bad. And everyone probably just chalks it up to me being like a fucking drunk, which, I mean, holds some merit. However, doing what I do, again, pre-plague, where I'm out playing in bars fucking 3 nights a week sometimes.
Pre-plague.
Yeah, pre-plague. Well, I'm out playing in bars 3 nights a week, between 2 different states and a few different cities or whatever. Like I meet a lot of different people and I don't know, man, sometimes people's faces run together and it's like, you look like this person that I know from there, but I'm not sure. So I'm just going to play it safe and assume, reintroduce myself and not assume that I know you. Cause I've had that happen too, where I'm like, hey man, what's going on? And he's like, what the fuck what do you want? I'm like, oh, don't I know you from this place? Aren't you the manager or the person who works over here? No. Never even been to that place. And then all of a sudden, dude thinks I'm trying to like strike up a conversation so I can get in his pants, but I'm just trying to be hot. I'm just trying to say hi.
Trying to be high,
Trying to be hot.
Just trying to be high, man. No, I'm just trying
to be hot.
No, I'm just trying to be high. No, I'm trying to say hi, and I make myself look like an ass. So, yeah, that's probably those 2 in order are the most embarrassing things. I forget that I meet people, and then sometimes I say hi to people like I know them, but I haven't actually met yet. And it's not even it's not even a way to like talk to women, because usually the awkward exchanges happen with dudes. Like a woman's willing to be way more forgiving about that when I'm like, oh, maybe I just stumbled onto like a secret dating technique that I should probably try to utilize for myself a little bit. But that sounds terrible. So let's see. What's the most awkward thing that happens to you on a regular basis, Feds? You like fart uncontrollably at work, or what's the deal?
Yeah, man, you nailed it. No. No, the most awkward thing that happens to me on a daily basis is when I take my dog out in the morning, and when she's taking a dump, she like stares at me. It's the weirdest thing.
So like you're walking down the street in your neighborhood and your dog's tops.
No, it's just in the backyard. Just in the backyard,
Oh, that's not even that awkward though. You're sharing it between your dog. It's not like there's another person or anything.
It's
That's
weird.
just like
It's awkward that she stares at me while she does it.
Of course, but I mean, Ginger does the same thing when I have to take her out to poop. Man, Ginger does this terrible thing where like she poops a little bit and then she takes a couple steps and then she poops a little bit more and then she just basically makes a little circle and makes like a circle of shit. It's terrible.
It's so funny.
It's the
A
worst.
landmine.
Yeah, exactly. She's
A literal landmine.
dropping shrapnel. So yours isn't that awkward though. I don't know, man.
All right, come back to me then.
Dan, what do you think?
else.
What's your awkward occurrence in life that happens to you way too much?
Like, if I like say something to somebody or say a joke or something, and they don't hear me, and they're like, "What?" and I gotta say it again, but like I don't really like. I'm like, and then like sometimes it just they're like, "Oh, okay," and then I'm like, "Oh, cool," and then just like now.
Yeah, no, just like now. You're doing good.
Okay.
Oh my God, that was well played, dude. So basically, nobody understands your humor, and even if they could, they probably couldn't hear it because it's either their ears are
Usually, like-
broken or your voice doesn't make sounds loud enough, or what's up?
Bad timing or like ADHD. I am a Gemini too, dude. So like.
I think we're all Geminis, right?
There we are. Yep.
Yeah. So the three of us are all Geminis. And Amber, happy birthday, Amber, on June 7th.
Well,
she
you get
too
it.
is a Gemini. Dude, yeah.
Dude,
I deal with the
I'll talk to
duality.
you
Go ahead.
and tell you a story, but it'll have 3 other stories that branch off while I'm telling you that one story.
I think that's not a Gemini thing. I think that's an
That's a
ADD
me thing.
No, I think that's an
a
ADD
me
thing. I think the Gemini thing would be like you've got two different personalities. Like you're very extroverted in certain instances, and in other instances, you don't want to get out of bed for 3.5 days,
Or
aka
if you,
me.
or when you try to talk about ancient aliens with somebody and they just fucking don't know what you're talking about.
Well, listen, bro. If you're gonna liken yourself to the fucking pyramids, you better be able to bring something from ancient aliens to back that sort of claim up. All right?
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, there's so much. Do you guys watch the show?
No.
I do. I've watched every episode. Dude, sometimes they're on to something, right? Listen, I saw
Oh
it.
yeah.
And then
Oh, yeah.
sometimes, like some episodes, like I put on the TV once and I was like, oh, cool, fucking bug documentary, and they were like, blah 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 blah, but maybe they have an otherworldly influence, and I was like, God damn it, you did it. Ah, that's a
No.
stretch.
Dan, the people who go on ancient aliens or whatever are people who make outrageous claims and then go to great lengths to find little shreds of evidence that do everything to not completely refute those claims.
I hear that, dude. I see that, but some shit they talk about, like, really, it just
Like, example, they could be like, my claim is on ancient aliens, I'm an expert on the pyramids, and I think the pyramids were built in tandem with ancient Egyptians and the aliens. And then that dude's like whole existence on that theory will be like, everyone will be like, yeah, well, we think that the stones came from like wherever the fuck, or like this is how they moved them. And then he'd be like, yeah, but there's no evidence to prove that. So you know what that means? Aliens are still in play. And that's basically all of the experts on that television show or television shows of that like. But hey, it does make for entertainment. So
listen, man. That's cool.
I'm sorry that I just stood on your favorite show, Dan. I'm sorry.
No, it's cool. I'm just waiting to get you in person.
Oh, what are you gonna do? Shit on me?
No, I'm just gonna fucking talk?
Okay. Yeah, we'll talk about Ancient Aliens too. I can't wait.
No, dude, no, fuck. No.
So we got a couple questions left in this birthday podcast, and then I gotta go start to develop my escape routes in case Dan comes to my house to try to rip me limb from limb after I just took a dump on Ancient Aliens and the pyramids and shit.
No, dude, I'm not like fucking. That's not what I meant.
No, I know. I'm just kidding
I'm just
around.
telling you what I think.
What do you think?
Dude, I'll send you like a fucking 6-page message probably later.
Oh my god, I can't wait.
Like
Dan's gonna give me an essay.
Fuck you, dude. It takes you 3 days to read it.
I know, I'm terrible.
I
Anyway,
don't care. I laugh. I don't give a fuck.
couple questions to round out this final this birthday pod for us Gemini boys. Again, happy birthday to us.
Tripod.
Tripod, yeah. That's kind of a weird way to put it because dick joke. But a couple questions left. We got a little bit of a high and a low with these, but what makes you feel old before we round it out with a more positive one? What makes you feel old? Who wants to go first?
I'll go.
What makes you feel old, Feds?
My niece and nephew. Just knowing that they're so little still, and knowing that I'm gonna watch them grow up makes me feel really old.
Gianna's already almost 3, right?
Yeah, she's gonna be 3 in November. Sam turned 3 today. So
damn. Yeah, man, you got a long road ahead, Uncle Feds. Hey,
yeah.
Fods.
Oh, my brother's got another one on the way too.
Oh,
Baby
I know.
boy. Oh,
So,
you do know. That's
yeah.
right.
So can I tell you something?
Yeah,
that
go ahead.
You can't be upset about because it was a total accident.
Wait, do you know the name?
No, I don't.
Oh.
But I was one of the first people to find out that they were pregnant, like before they told anybody except your mom. And the only reason I know it's because Jay, who actually just had his birthday a few days previous too, right? The 25th.
Yep.
Jesus, dude, we really all are within like 1 week. Jay was over here one Sunday doing a pod with me. I don't know where you were, but me and him were doing one for My Hero Academia together. And your mom called him before we started hitting record, or maybe just after we hit record. And I just heard Jay's end of the conversation, but like based on the back and forth, I knew exactly the conversation that happened. And I was like, yo, are you? He's like, you can't say anything to anybody. Please don't tell my brother. We haven't told my family yet. We just told my mom. We're getting ready to tell our families right now. I was like, okay. And then I had to shut up for like, I don't know, at least a week, maybe longer. But yeah, I was weirdly one of the first people to find out, or one of the first people he told. Outside of like your mom and dad and stuff.
Yeah.
Weird.
That is weird.
So that's what makes you feel old. Yeah, you're gonna have another. Do they know what they're having, a boy or a girl?
It's a boy, but they haven't said what the name is yet. It's B. Cool. It's a B name.
A B name. Mm-hmm. Call him Brian.
Bruce Wayne.
Bruce would be Bruce Federico. That's a good fucking name.
Yeah, that is a good name. Maybe it will be.
I tried for Bruce.
Bruce is a good name.
Yeah, but it would be a Bruce Barati.
Bruce Barati's a good name too.
Bruce Barati.
Bruce is just a good name in general.
It is. I like it. It's just so like it's not like sour, and it's not sweet. It's just like eh. You know what I mean?
Barati. It's like pasta sauce, man.
Yeah, man.
What? So, Dan, what makes you feel old, man?
I think I don't know. I put on Chippendale for Aurora the other day.
You mean like Chippendale Rescue Rangers?
Yeah, dude.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you put on some Chippendales, and I was like, oh, did you get a really sweet, considerate anniversary gift? You got her a stripper, but no. When you said your daughter, I was like, all right,
Chippendale Rescue Rangers. And dude, they like,
it never fails.
And then she was like, Dad, I'm watching the Powerpuff Girls, and I was like, fuck yeah! But she was watching the rebooted.
Oh, I never watched the rebooted.
They rebooted.
One. Is it not good?
No, it's pretty cool. Like they got a cool. You should check it out. It's cool, catchy, new song, beginning song and end song. It's all right.
Cool.
It's not. It's kind of almost like like old Dragon Ball Z, and then the Super kind of
Huh.
in a way.
Like, do you mean like the fight scenes or like the way they do the structure
Just
of the
the
stories of the
animation and
episode?
just how and how everything. No, just how like just how how regular how Dragon Ball Z looked and felt, and then like how Dragon Ball Super looks.
Oh, all right. So you mean like in terms of all right? I know what you mean now. Yeah, in terms
You
of
know what I
going
mean?
from one series to the next. Like,
Yeah.
gotcha.
And then
So
I was like, this was a show when your dad was a kid. She's like, what? And I was like, oh man. And then I like went down the whole Saturday morning cartoon fucking pit, and then
do
fucking,
they
and
have
then it got me.
Powerpuff Girls on HBO Max? The
No,
old one?
it was Hulu.
Oh,
On
they're on
Hulu.
Hulu. Where
And then I don't know. I don't know if Disney picked them up randomly. Like sometimes you'll see like HBO Max has like a couple Marvel things, but has a whole but owns has like DC shit. And like I think the Disney app or randomly has a Cartoon Network show or something.
Yeah, the original show on Cartoon Network for Powerpuff Girls was amazing. I'd watch I tried the reboot at least, but
It's still on Cartoon Network.
I would go back and watch the original series preferably. That stuff.
Dude, they got
so
Dexter's
funny.
Laboratory on
Dude,
fucking.
Dexter's Lab is another one of those properties where like I've got jokes in my brain from Dexter's Lab just lodged in my brain from when I was 9 years old, and I don't even remember that they're from Dexter's Lab anymore.
Dude, the whole episode when Mandark is laughing throughout the whole throughout the whole episode, he's like ha 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 through the whole dude. I'll fucking hear that laugh and say
or like Omelette du Fromage, like that's like more of a popular one from that series. Where like me and Carlton have yelled Omelette du Fromage at each other since we were fucking 11 years old. That's just like one of the little phrases that doesn't matter what. Like there's a couple of them. Omelette du Fromage. Sometimes I'll just look at him and go, I don't know, man. That's a lot of mayonnaise, and it doesn't really mean anything, but like within the context of a situation, it does. It does. So those are two of my favorite Carlton isms. He was supposed to join us today, but he made his way over to the surprise party for his actual siblings. So fuck him. So yeah, Dan, good answer, dude. Rebooted television shows from your own youth that your own child is now watching.
Yep.
So now that you guys have both gone with like small children answers and made me feel like the most irresponsible 31-year-old, at least in our group of friends for sure.
And I watched Bloodsport the other day, and like I thought that movie was fucking like when I remember watching that as a kid, dude, that shit was sick. And then I watched it again, and I'm just like, wow. You guys really laughing at that? Like I was serious.
It was just so random. I was fucking watching Bloodsport the other day, dude, and
oh man, if you want to see some video reaction of extra tags to that story, patreon.com/Dragon Ball Super Dope.
Hey, how do I get to see both of you at the same time? Like it just flips to you guys when one of you
it's whoever is talking. That's how Zoom works.
On the cell phone. I see both of you guys at the same time, but
is it so it's the person that fucking running the meeting then? Like, dude, it's advertised that you can see everybody at the same time.
Oh, I can see all of you guys at the same time. You can't see.
Oh, swipe. You got to swipe. I just fucking figured it out. Hi, guys.
Hi, man.
I was looking at.
Hey, man.
So now that we've all struggled with technology, we're all in our early 30s.
I feel old.
I guess maybe that could be an answer for making me feel old is technology. Trying to keep up with the youngins on the Twitters. Trying to make video content, even though I'm not really making an active attempt. Though I need to try to chip away that Spider-Man stuff. But, man, it's been a busy few weeks. But, yeah, the world makes you feel old. Remember when the world was like mad peaceful when we were little kids, and like the biggest thing that I wanted to do was just like go see Jingle All the Way and wish that Turbo Man was like a real fucking toy that I could buy in real life.
Yeah, me too, man.
And those were the world's biggest troubles, and not like me having to worry about my fucking friends going out to goddamn protests and like worrying about their safety and health. So like, yeah, it feels like we're a long. I realize that I realize that 31 isn't old, like relatively speaking, but 31 now versus 25,
Yeah.
6 years ago, like so much has happened in the last 6 years. Like 6 years ago feels like a fucking,
Eternity.
oh my God, I can't remember what 2014 was like, really. Oh, well, yeah, no, bad example because I kind of can't. My back was fucked up. Can't tell you what 2013 is not a good example either because I went crazy. 2012? Can't remember what 2012 was like when I was last normal and the world was kind of normal. Anyway, the world makes me feel old. So that was a downer. And
What's
it's
the
okay.
upper?
The upper is I'm gonna wrap this thing up with what are you most excited about right now? We need to somehow answer this question. Don't know how. This has been one of the most emotionally fucking taxing weeks that I've had in recent memory, which is really saying something because I feel like I could say that literally every single week for the last 12 weeks. So this one in particular, though, has just been exhausting.
Yeah.
So I could use some good news from my friends. Who wants to go first? What are you most excited about right now?
My Hero Academia season 5.
All right. Fed's making me feel like less of a loser by giving the best loser answer I could have expected.
Absolutely. No. Yeah, that. I'm watching Dragon Ball for the first time. Well, Dragon Ball Z for the first time right now. So
Where are you at?
I haven't watched anything past what I told you last time. So basically I'm at the point where Vegeta and Nappa have both landed on Earth. And now everyone else is fighting him and Goku's still fucking trying to get back from Serpentine Road and shit.
Yeah, what a dummy.
So I can't wait for him to get back. That's what I'm excited about.
Oh, yeah. When he shows
Because I
up,
know shit's gonna go down.
when he shows up, it's cool. I think you're watching. I've always said throughout my entire life that the Cell arc is probably my favorite arc because it's. I mean, I say the Cell arc, but I mean like the Android and the Cell arc together.
Mhm.
Because I love the character of Future Trunks so much. If you guys look around my bedroom, both of you have been here. I've got 1,000,000,001 fucking Trunks things and Vegeta things and Goku things and All Might things. But I've probably been collecting Trunks specific things for the longest time. So I've always gone with Cell because I just love that character. I love like the whole change in the future, blah, 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 blah thing, taking fate into your own hands. But as I get older, I love the Saiyan arc and the Goku and Vegeta fight more and more. The more I like, I mean, I've gone back and rewatched pieces and the whole thing a few different times throughout my life, but that Saiyan arc is fucking prime. It's like the perfect Dragon Ball Z thing because it's so much original Dragon Ball influenced, and like so much of like the early seeds are like not even early seeds, but like the early seeds that have since germinated a bit in early Dragon Ball Z. Like it just mashes up the two different vibes of each respective series so well in that specific series. Once they have Frieza and Namek, and that's when Dragon Ball gets a little I don't know, more outer spacey, a little bit more sci-fi driven, and I'm like, man, I don't know. Full blown sci-fi versus just elements of sci-fi visiting Earth. I don't know. It's a thing. What the fuck brought me to talk about this again? Oh yeah, you're watching Dragon Ball, and that's cool. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
So that's what I'm most excited for. Those two things.
All right. So anime. Word.
Yeah.
Damn. Dan, what are you excited about, man?
I don't know. Maybe the Justice League news.
Oh, perfect excuse to talk about this. And I'm gonna. Oh my God, I don't know how much. All right, go ahead. Talk about how happy you are about the Snyder Cut.
I'm excited we get the fucking movie we were gonna get and shit. Dude, I can go on. I'm cutting it short. I'm just excited to fucking see everything that was supposed to happen. And yep.
Word.
For Darkseid,
I will watch the Snyder Cut.
Dude.
The Snyder Cut does, however, concern me, not because of the movie itself, but the precedent fandoms.
Oh, dude. Yeah. Oh. oh, remake the fucking Last Jedi, or fucking
I mean,
Rise of
yeah,
Skywalker.
we've seen one of these campaigns effectively fucking work now. That's
But like,
scary.
but
The people
it
who
was
yell,
it's
and I
a
know
little
that you're
different
one
for
of
Zack Snyder though. The Zack Snyder fucking ordeal was insane, dude. Like his daughter fucking they killed herself and they left, and WB didn't want to wait for him to finish the movie, so they got Josh Sweden in, and he fucking like did all that shit, and WB wanted the WB got the movie out before they were bought by AT&T, so all the executives could get their bonus from the movie before when they were sold they couldn't do it. It was just a whole fucked up job, dude. And I
Yeah.
wanted to see all the shit that he really had in store and shit. And like, dude, we were getting 3 Green Lanterns at some point in the fucking movie.
So, do you think that you're gonna see 3 Green Lanterns in the
No, dude. We're
Max?
I don't know. We're gonna get something, and I know, like, I wanted the black suit Superman. I wanted the whole story with Darkseid, and before Darkseid became Darkseid, and yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I wish they didn't
everything.
use Doomsday as Batman v Superman to basically lead into Justice League. Like, I wish
Yeah,
saved
they.
Doomsday for down the road, and they actually
I
did
mean, there was a lot of. I mean,
proper.
Batman vs Superman and Dawn. It was, there was a whole. You needed to watch the full, uncut. The Ultimate Edition to like fully.
Yeah,
Which I
whatever.
get.
But,
I like it and I get it, but like I totally get why people don't.
but like, I want to
You know
see
what I
the
mean?
full death and return of Superman thing done in 3 movies.
Yes.
I want to see Superman I want to see part 1, Death of Superman. Part 2, Rise of the Supermen. Steel,
Yeah.
Superboy, and
Yeah.
Eradicator. The dude with
Well,
the goggles.
that would never even happen.
And then
But
part
we
3.
could.
And then part 3, Clark Kent fucking gets his body recharged, claws his way out of goddamn casket or whatever,
Yes.
comes back and that's the 3-part movie. That's the 3-part Superman movie saga I would love to see. And I hate that they've kind of already sullied it a little bit with the crappy film like BVS.
Remember how Batman vs Superman ended? They showed they lowered down into to the casket, and all of a sudden you see the dirt raise up a little bit, and that was it. That's
yeah.
that's the whole regeneration thing and shit. And
that's fine, but like I want to see Rise. I want to see a real
I know you do.
Superboy and Eradicator movie.
Yeah.
Because that would be.
I want to see Steel fucking. Well, dude, did you watch the animated movies they released the past couple of years?
I don't know how to read.
It was like the Death of Superman. They did Superman versus Doomsday, the Death of Superman, like 3 years ago, and then they did the Reign of Superman like last year, and now they're coming out with what comes after Reign of Superman?
Return of Superman.
Yeah, I think, or it's another big thing, and it's fucking. Which
are you telling me that the 3-part trilogy that I just outlined, some that already exists in the animated form, preferably in the Tim Gunn DC animated universe? Come on,
they did, dude. You didn't see Reign of Superman, dude? Fucking, I gave you my DC fucking universe.
I thought you canceled it. I haven't tried to use it because I thought you canceled it.
I did. You weren't gonna watch shit.
I mean, told me you canceled it months ago, so yeah, I haven't tried to watch it at all.
Totally
all right.
did.
So, what are you excited about again? Oh yeah, sorry, Snyder Cut.
Yeah, and then fucking eventually being able to fucking see everybody.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We got the last movie I saw in theaters was with you guys. Ever.
Yeah, I think me too.
Oh yeah. I went to go see it again. That was the last movie I went to see. Was Boku no Hero Academia.
I was thinking about that.
Heroes Rising a second time before the lockdown. I went to see it again on Saturday. Yeah, make sure you go check out our pod on that one. I think it was me, Kelly, and Feds who did that one.
Yeah, I think it was the 3 of us.
Such a good fucking movie.
No, it was just me and you.
Oh, was it? I asked Kelly a couple weeks ago. She stopped by real quick. But maybe we can get together for some kind of My Hero Academia podcast next week because it's All Might's birthday. And, we're trying to keep in touch with My Hero Academia stuff at least once a month. That's a pretty good reason.
And we all got HBO Max. We get fucking
coordinate
Watch
some
something
stuff.
on there.
Yeah.
Let's watch 47 Ronin.
Dude, I really did. I mean, I won't. Never mind.
I don't know.
We'll talk about 47 Ronin afterwards. Remind me. But I'd be down to coordinate some stuff for HBO Max. Watch parties, whatever.
Samurai
But
Jack.
we do have a.
I haven't seen the new season. Sorry.
We do have a Godzilla pod that we're going to get done soon. Me and Brandon, I think we're going to be watching King Ghidorah. We may have a special guest. Again, I'm going to hold who that special guest may be because I'm not sure if he's going to be able to make that recording. But we do have some things coming up in the next few weeks. We promise that we won't have a month of June that was similar to the month of May, where we were very busy getting some Spider-Man stuff in the can. So go if you haven't gotten the opportunity to go check out Spider-Man Sundays, go check it out. SUPAIDAMAN Sundays plural. If you can rate and review on Apple Podcasts, that helps other people find us. That helps with the general launch window. Help other people find us. We appreciate you. Episode 3 should be up now. You can go check that out. You can also do the watch alongs that we're doing, like Mystery Science Theater style, us watching each episode with our little commentary tracks and our little videos in the top corners. You can check those out on the Patreon as well, patreon.com/Dragon Ball Super Dope. And I think I'm done plugging the Patreon. Am I excited about anything? Spoiler alert, not fucking really. So that's going to do it. I hope we all had happy birthdays.
Wow.
Was that too real?
Not fucking really.
Dan, you got anything else to wrap it up with, baby? We lost Dan.
We lost Dan.
God damn it, Dan. All right. Well, Dan, we love you. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, man.
Feds, happy birthday.
Thanks, man.
In an hour and a half.
Yep.
Happy birthday on the 26th, Dan. Happy birthday. I want to see if I want to make sure he didn't try to jump back in. Hold on. He didn't. Happy birthday, J-Feds on May 25th. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, J-Feds. No, you're J-Fed. No, wait, you're Josh Feds. Pfft. Happy birthday to J-Feds for May 25th. Happy birthday to Feds, this Feds for May 31st. Dan, King Dan, Dan Security Van, Jean-Claude Security Van Dan, May 26th. Happy birthday to me, I guess. I'm June the 3rd. And then Amber, our little sister, is June 7th. Happy birthday to the Super Dope family. It's really weird that here he comes. Here he comes to say goodbye. Here he comes to say goodbye. That's how I started this, and we're still just looking at this B.
Yep, we're still waiting.
So we'll see if he chimes in, I guess. Yeah. It's a weird year or a weird time to have a birthday. Oh, I guess we lost him again. It's a weird time to have a birthday, that's for sure, but I appreciate having friends like this. Oh, what the fuck am I doing? It's a weird time to be having a birthday for sure, but thankfully I've got friends like this who, are not only down to get in the Zoom room together, Zoom boom room, but let me hear you say wayo.
Wayo.
We also coincidentally all have birthdays in pretty close proximity. I don't know, it's weird. Like as we add new people to our little gang, like we don't ask them in the interview questions up front when their birthday is, but you'd think that we do. But we don't.
No.
Just happens that way. So that's going to do it for Dragon Ball Super Dope this week. Obviously, this had nothing to do with Dragon Ball. So if you feel like you've been cheated and you got to the end, hope you rate and subscribe. Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, all the places where the podcasts live. I'm working on a ton of other podcast stuff right now, guys. Spider-Man Sundays is happening. I'm launching a new podcast in regards to immigrant stories in America with a couple of journalist friends of mine. That's what I've been banging my head against the wall about over the past week.
Woof.
More information to follow on that one. That's really separate and independent and 100% different than the Super Dope stuff. But I do know that we have a lot of Hispanic listeners, I guess is the right way to say it. People of color, I don't know. Whatever all-encompassing term that I can say that's the least offensive. We're making stories in regards to immigrants here in America. So more information to follow on that stuff in the coming week or so. And yeah, happy fucking birthday. Woo, Super Dope.
Woo.
That was a different way to Super Dope.
Yeah.
Superdo. I'm like pulling away from I'm like pretending I'm going down a slide that's like 1,000 feet away from where the top of the slide is.
It's a long way, man.
Yeah, I'll probably die at the bottom of it, but in the meantime, it's something that's Superdo.
Superdo.